Leaders, change makers, how are you today? Let's get right into this because I just came out of a session and I really wanted to share this message because I'm sure that someone is going through this right now, and this message is literally going to allow you to cut all strings, all ties you have with outcomes and expectations that are out of your control. So let's get into this description, this visualization of being led by environmental factors. What are environmental factors? Okay, what's on the TV, what people are doing, what your families are doing, the community environment you live in. Instead of allowing these things to dictate your response, this week I want you to become more aware of how you can gain back control of how you choose to respond to things. So I want you to remember this analogy as you go out through your day into the chaotic world of life. As you sit down on a park bench, there is an abundance of things happening. Things are going buck wild all around you, but you are here sitting on this park bench. This park bench is showing you that regardless of what's going on, you are here sitting on this park bench. That does not change. That fact, that knowing does not change. Now, there might be chaos going around you, right? Someone falls in front of you, someone gets pushed behind you, someone's dog gets thrown off the leash and is chasing someone else. Like, there's a lot of chaos going on, right? But you're still here sitting on this park bench. Now, I want you, as you sit on this park bench, to visualize some things. Maybe you do not like dogs. Maybe you want that dog to be on a leash because it's not safe for this dog to be running around, clearly. So now you go fishing and you throw this string on that awareness, on that experience that's happening. You throw this string on that dog, and now this dog is still doing what it's doing. But your attention is, I don't like what this dog is doing. And as this dog's running around, causing chaos, maybe it sits for a while, it's at peace, you see something else you don't like. Maybe in a far distance, you see a couple, and they're so in love, and they're showing public display of affection. Now you go fishing, and you throw that string over there, and they're holding hands, and you see them walking and talking and just enjoying their time in the park. So now you have a string that's going around, running around chaotically, and then you have a more stable string that's there, but it's bothering you. Get a room. Why are you guys loving on each other in the public like that, right? Then you see someone else that doesn't help someone with a bunch of bags. Maybe you're like, how come nobody's helping this person with this bag? You throw that string over there, and now you're aware of this. So repeat this multiple times with different aspects in your life. Repeat this multiple times. Maybe there's a friend that didn't call you. Maybe there's someone that said they were going to do something, they didn't do it. Maybe, someone said something you didn't like. You're throwing all these strings out there. Now, these strings are attached to how you respond. And these attachments are ultimately going to create the experience of your life. So you tell me, from that scenario, are we in an enhanced quality experience of life? Let me know in the comments. Yes or no? No, we're not. Exactly. Now, how did we get here? Is it because the dog was running around? Is it because someone was, displaying public affection? Was it because someone didn't help someone in a way that you thought should have been happening in that instant? No. You see, life is life. On this park bench, things are going to happen, and guess what? It's going to pass. That dog now went home with its owner. Those couples now decided to leave the park and go on with their life. And that old woman, she went back home. That is no longer there. But as you're sitting on this park bench, you're remembering all the things that had happened. And you didn't like it. It's bothering you. It's shaping your experience. Do you think you're in control right now in this moment? Yes or no in the chat. No, exactly. You're not in control. But what you are in control of is your awareness. You're sitting on this park bench, you're seeing what you're seeing. Of course, you're going to be evoked some emotions. But the key here is to not make it create your experience. You see, a lot of times we then go home with these attachments to things. We don't cut it off on that park bench. We're like, okay, I'm done observing. I didn't like what I saw, and I'm gonna cut ties with everything I saw today. And as I come off of this bench and I go home, I'm gonna cut this tie, and there's no strings attached to me, so I'm not even gonna remember this. This is not my existence of my experience anymore. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people walk on home with all those strings still attached to those things, and then they're going around in life with the chaos with these strings attached to them. Now, as these strings get attached, baggage starts to get placed on them as well. And this is from your past experiences, your past memories. So on these strings, it's getting warped harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. As you move, it's hard to not respond with the knowing and the feeling of these baggages around you. So now not only do you have real life experience and past life experience and memories that is dictating how you feel about things, how you are responding to things, you are now making this your identity. Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. And what is your identity? Your identity is your habits, your identity is your thoughts, how you view life, the things you say, the things you expect. You're probably now expecting people to just not be helpful because of that awareness that you had of that woman struggling with her bags not being helped at all. So this may have reminded you of a past experience where you didn't get that help, right? And then now you're seeing that in the world. So this is a very, very important message I want to share with you today. Having this now awareness that your past experiences is still making you see things that happened in the past in real time is what is creating your current identity, your current beliefs, your current expectations, your current thought processes. The fact that you still have baggage and strings attached to you from your past is the reason why it's so hard for you to actually embrace and accept a new positive way on doing things. So let's go back to the bench. What if we sat down on this bench and we saw this dog running around that it's not safe, that dog should be on a leash? As wow, look at this really happy, free dog. I remember one time I felt so free and happy like that dog, right? Or remember when you're looking at the couple and they're really in love and you're like, wow, like I remember one time I felt this type of love. It may not have been in that same scenario, in that same aspect, but there was this love I felt in the past, and I'm so happy I'm seeing that and witnessing that right now. Like, look at them. They're so happy. They're so in love. And maybe you're single right now, and probably you're like, wow, I am so excited to experience that kind of love in the future. I am so excited to be seen in that aspect and be in someone's deep attention to that capacity in public. Wow, look at the devotion and dedication that they have with each other, that it seems, right? That's another expectation you can have for yourself. Now say the old lady who needs help, who's clearly struggling with her bags. Wow, I remember a time I was struggling like that. I remember a time I was struggling, and look where I am today. I am on this bench not struggling. I'm on this bench at peace, capable of observing the challenges that I overcome. You see, when you shift and refine your mindset towards the things that are going on in your environment, that is the most powerful thing you can do, because it doesn't not only snip away all that old baggage of negative outcomes, it reminds you of the abundance that's already existent in your life. It reminds you of what the positive possibilities that are being created in real time in front of you. You see, you can either look at life from your past negative experiences, or you can look at life through your past positive experiences. And I know it might be hard right now to remember something in the past that happened that's positive. I've been there. It's very difficult, but It's the muscle that you need to focus on working with. You haven't used that muscle of positive possibility in so long. You haven't used that muscle of positive imagination in so long. Instead, you've been ruminating in your head, creating ugly artwork from your negative experiences that do not allow you to receive abundance in real time. Am I making sense right now? Let me know in the comments. Yes or no? So I want to share with you today. Yes, makes so much sense. Beautiful. Golden, I swear every time you mind blow me in these chat rooms. I love it. Chat rooms. I love how you call it a chat room. That's so cute. Hey, why not? Let's call it a chat room. So let's talk about staying on the path of chaos, because again, we are not here to be swayed by what's going on in the environment. We are not here to be swayed and created by the lack of and mediocrity that's going on around us. We are going to look at things that are mediocre, and we're going to remind ourselves that even though this thing's mediocre, I am an abundant being. I know that everything is working out for me in abundance. Even though I'm aware of this mediocrity, it is showing me that maybe I'm not even supposed to be here right now. Maybe I'm not supposed to be here in this capacity, because where I am supposed to be will always show me abundance, will always show me positive outcomes. And it may seem hard right now to even think that's such a consistent lifestyle to live, but I am here firsthand telling you that it is so possible. Okay, you may feel like, oh, my home environment right now, it sucks. You know, I have kids and they don't respect me. My husband doesn't give me the love I want anymore. Or maybe I'm single right now and all I see is love all around me and I don't got love. And you're just looking at things that you don't want. How about this week you start looking at things that you do want? And when you see things you don't want, I want you to play a game with yourself. I want you, just like how we sat at this park bench and we warped that reality to work in our favor, I want you to do the same thing. Now, I don't want you to make up excuses for anyone on why they didn't call you back. I don't want you to make up excuses for anyone who disrespected you and has not considered your boundaries. I want you to cut them off, actually. Okay? And if you care about yourself to the capacity of actually living a lifestyle, if you care about becoming top priority, you're gonna have to cut some ties with people who are not top priority in your life, or showcase that attribute, that characteristic of abundance and ultimately the inspiration and ideal state you want to be in. So top priority means that you're the highest level of importance. Whenever you're assigned a task or value, you are first. School doesn't come first, work doesn't come first. I'm sorry, but your kids don't come first either. You are top priority. And when you become top priority, that's when life actually starts to work in abundance for you. Life will start to treat you as top priority. And just because you give yourself attention and you make yourself top priority does not mean you're a horrible person. It means you are a person in control in their life. So you're either going to be controlled by things in life, or you're either going to be someone who has power, someone who has that awareness and that strength and that wisdom to know what being top priority actually means. You're gonna hear from people, no, you shouldn't be top priority. No, you shouldn't be selfish and get self-care today. You shouldn't do that. Why? Because they want to control you. That's all it is. They want to see you in their expectations they see you as, and it is mediocre. Nobody who says, you know, I'm gonna be top priority, and they're like, no, you shouldn't be top priority, you should actually be second best. What? That's crazy. Cut them off, honey. Golden, you're talking facts right now. I always go against my boundaries, and you're right, I do need to cut people off, and I'm going to work on that this week. What is one thing I can do to start cutting people off? One thing you can do is literally ignore. And I'm not saying ghost. I'm not saying, you know, like ignore as in when they say something, you just like totally ignore the message. What I mean is if someone is coming at you and all you hear is limiting beliefs, fear, worry, victim, mediocrity. Literally, that's how my brain is. Whenever I hear these things, I don't actually hear what they're saying. I hear fear, worry. I want you to start looking at it like that. Whenever someone says, I don't think that you should be doing, I don't think you should be doing. Worry, limiting beliefs, fear. I don't think you should be doing that because, I know a friend that they didn't do well. Fear, worry. Like, remember, it's how you're perceiving life. So if you want to start cutting people off, you need to start perceiving them as something to be cut off. The reason why you're not seeing it that way is because there's an attachment. There's a string there that you planted a long time ago, and you have this attachment with them. So to cut that attachment off, just like we sat on that park bench, you need to start skewing the reality of what you're seeing. So if this person right now needs to be cut off, I need you to start seeing all the issues that align with cutting them off, right? The reason why you need to do that is so your mind doesn't see them as a friend anymore, see them as something to listen to attach to anymore. You need to start being that powerful collaborator within yourself on knowing, don't listen to them, brain, don't listen to them. We're not trying to do that. When you hear successful things, attach yourself to those successful things. When you hear mediocrity, cut yourself off. Rebuke by all means. So I'll tell you a story. Whenever I used to travel by myself. I've been on my own since I was 15. So I've been traveling at a very young age, and people don't know that when they meet me, so they automatically put their beliefs onto me. And this is what unshakable confidence is. It's when people actually talk about you and who you are, you actually in your mind are literally laughing because they don't even know the things you overcome. They don't know the challenges that you got through. They don't know the lessons that you learned. And ultimately, they don't know who it is that you need to become.